bear? No.
Oh, Yogi. You got the bear.
You got the bear. We're in the Jellystone Park. This is the second Jellystone Park we've been in.
And they have a lot of golf carts here. Everybody was zooming around day and night, I have to say. There were many of them. But it was fun.
And this is the, some people live there, some people like put a house in there. These are mobile homes or whatever.
And they're in the back part, all near the forest or lakefront. Actually, they were in some good spots.
Yeah, these were tenants. These are people that live, I don't know where they live, in Chicago probably, or somewhere around there. And they just put a house in there, and that's their dacha.
But there were places for RVs just as large.
Yeah.
It was a very big area, and they're still working on it. They're expanding right now.
And that bear was everywhere.
Yes, he was. And there were many pools. There were 3 pools, so it was so nice. No matter where you were situated in the park, you could always find a pool or a playground for the kids.
And Canadian geese.
And this is the lake, and it was gorgeous there. I did my morning walk around it every day. Quite lovely.
This is where you can put your kids, but you have to be there, because otherwise they yell at you.
That's true. And then they had the mini golf course, which was wonderful.
The most amazing thing was this: the riverbank and Forest Drive. They had the tents thing in there, and then the people will build fires and they will do all kinds of things.
Huge campground area that had its own bathroom. And it was butted up against large cornfields and right in front of the lake. So they had a wonderful view. And they could go fishing easily.
Yeah, they wouldn't catch anything in that lake, I'm sure.
No, they caught a lot of things. It was full of birds eating the fish. I watched them every day. And there was lots of wildlife around there. I saw a bunch of deer.
This is the other pool. And the laundry facilities. Yeah, so you can do your laundry after you get... done playing with the geese.
And they had a big playroom for the kids, a large arcade, and also an activity room that was connected to it that they could do activities all day long. And things were very coordinated there. They had lots of activities all scheduled inside and out.
The Amboy Depot Museum is a 3-building complex in Amboy, Illinois, a small town of about 2,500 people located approximately about 100 miles west of Chicago. The largest child migration in the United States history, also known as the Orphan Trains, took place between 1854 and 1929. Amboy was a stop on this migration, and Illinois welcomed more than 10,000 homeless children from the orphanages and ghettos in New York. The museum is situated on what was the rail yard of the Northern Division headquarters of the charter line of the Illinois Central Railroad. The primary building of the museum is the Railroad Depot, built in 1876 as a replacement for the original combination Depot Hotel, which had been constructed in 1854 but was destroyed by fire in 1875. It was designed by James Noquet, a Frenchman by birth and training, who began his career in America as a staff architect for the Illinois Central Railroad for several years before entering private practice. Amboy's mayor, Kenneth McCracken, negotiated a long-term lease of the depot from the Illinois Center. But the city of Amboy took title of the depot when the Illinois Central abandoned its charter line through Amboy in 1984. The interior displays of the museum reflect primarily the history of the town of Amboy and include artifacts of the Illinois Central Railroad. This is typical for a depot museum, which, as a small town soul museum, must present both the history of the town and the railroad that served it. The history of Amboy is told by thousands of items donated by local residents and their descendants. Several, such as a hand-stitched sampler from 1839, actually date back before the founding of the town, while others, such as an original 1854 dry goods poster, capture the very birth of Amboy, which occurred the same year. Railroad artifacts on display include an 80-page land availability pamphlet dated 1857, an original 1855 timetable of the Illinois Central, the second ever published by the railroad, and an original 1854 railroad construction bond. We believe that these are for sure some of the oldest Illinois Central items on public display. In January 2003, the Commission paid to relocate Amboy's Illinois Central Freight House onto the museum property to protect it from planned demolition by its owner. Within its building, you may find artifacts from the railroad building days in Amboy, as well as the Amboy Post Office, complete with the P.O. boxes and the postmaster's desk. Also, in this building, you can find the rock collection of Professor Blocker. The people there call them the atomic flower of Amboy. This exceptional collection is cataloged and very well organized. If you have some interest in geology, this is worth taking a look at. The Amboy Days Committee organizes a yearly festival to benefit the museum. Let's take a look. It's a fair that is going to be going on. It looks like fun. Look, there's a house of mirrors.
opportunity working at Yogi Bear Campground every day. My favorite thing about my job is being able to watch so many people from such diverse backgrounds come together to appreciate what means the most to me, family.
Music has always been a huge part of my life. Currently, I'm the Amboy High School Marching Band drum major. And with it, I get great opportunities, such as being asked to play taps on Memorial Day.
I currently work at Exceptional Care and Training Center in Sterling, Illinois, working with disabled people, and love my job and couldn't see it any other way.
Lexi, what is the bravest thing you have ever done?
I believe that the bravest thing that I've ever done is honestly standing up
Do you
here
want to
on
guess
the
who
stage
won
in
this
front of all of you
competition?
today.
Leave your comment
I've done
below.
many things, such as performing probably tons of times.
All of us have to have a place we go back to. Dixon is that place for me. There was the life that has shaped my body and mind for all the years to come. Ronald Reagan. This modest house in Dixon, Illinois, was Reagan's home from 1920 to 1924, the site of his earliest childhood memories, and a place that he recalled with great fondness. The gable roof's two-story white frame house is a typical late 19th century small-town American home. A broad one-story front porch with a white painted balustrade stretches across the entire front elevation. The first floor includes an entry hall, double parlor, dining room, kitchen and pantry, and the front parlor, the most formal room in the house, contains a tile-trimmed fireplace. If you go to Dixon, take the tour.
We had an opportunity on this trip to go see the George Fabian house. That he's a millionaire businessman, and he had a wonderful thirst for knowledge, which he thought was more important than travel or anything else. Inheritance from his typhoon father's textile business is what provided him the financial foundation so that he and his wife could have this wonderful farmland in this region right out of Chicago. The mid-1800s farmhouse that the Fabians acquired in 1905 was dubbed by them the Villa. In 1907, the farmhouse was extensively redesigned by Frank Lloyd Wright, who added a south wing, 3 verandas, and large eaves to achieve a cuneiform, modestly prairie-style country house. Other hallmarks of Wright's organic architecture found in the Fabian Villa are geometric window motifs, light screens, bands of windows, string coursing, open floor plan, and wood spindle screening. I especially love the windows. He also did a beautiful Japanese garden. It was designed by Taro Otsuka, an immigrant Japanese landscape architect who had an office in downtown Chicago and designed gardens for the wealthy across the U.S. Inspired by their mutual interest, the Fabians' Japanese garden was a uniquely serene oasis and was featured on many postcards in the 1920s and the 1930s. But another wonderful thing that I love so much about this land that they had, at one time they had this incredible Roman bath which all their friends could partake in, and they had an exotic zoo. When you go into the house, they have fabulous looking furniture and incredible statuary, which you could see that he was quite the collector. Next, we went to Starved Rock State Park, which derives its name from a Native American legend. It was about Chief Pontiac of the Ottawa tribe, who was slain by a Peoria brave. They were both a part of the Illinois Confederation, which consisted of many tribes. When this happened, a lot of the tribes got very angry, and a big battle ensued. And of course, those that were on the side of Chief Pontiac chased all the bad tribes that they considered now their enemies up to this rock. It was a 125-foot sandstone boulder, and they got stuck there. They were surrounded, and they wouldn't let them out, so they died of starvation, giving them the name Starved Rock. Although many people say this legend wasn't true. Then in the 1890s, entrepreneurs capitalized on the charm of these natural features along the Illinois River by building the Starved Rock Hotel. It included a dance hall, a concession stand, and a natural pool at the base of Starved Rock. Its owner, Ferdinand Walter, had purchased the land for only $15,000. He recognized his potential for development as a resort, so he also set up a variety of walkable trails and harbored small boats near the hotel that made trips along the Illinois River. Starved Rock State Park was purchased in 1911 and totals 2,630 acres. In 1966, it was named National Historic Landmark, featuring 14 miles of hiking trails and 18 sandstone canyons, some with seasonal waterfalls. It had a wonderful hotel, as you can see here, and in the back it had a really great restaurant with some very good food and excellent service. During its early years, Starved Rock State Park was directly accessible only by a railroad. Visitors had reached Starved Rock by rail and ferry since at least 1904, while the property was still a Walter-run resort. Between 1904 and 1908, more than 160,000 people used the ferry to get to Starved Rock. In 1912, when the park opened, many more people came, until now it's the most widely visited park in the state.
So no points and one guess as to where we are now. So did you guess who won the Queen of the Amboy Days?
Life is an adventure and the world is huge, so subscribe today and join us as we explore and share it with you.